Tzu Chi Foundation team uses the press conferences to let more people know about Tzu Chi's 4 missions. Dharma Master Cheng Yen arrives at the Xindian Jing Si Hall, motivating senior volunteers to be more diligent. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Lori Chen. Thank you for joining us. In 2013, Tzu Chi volunteers participated in the UN Climate Change Conference for the very first time. In the past, the volunteers focused on holding themed seminars. However, this year, through holding press conferences, they hope to introduce Tzu Chi's 4 missions and 8 footprints to more country representatives. It has been 5 consecutive years that Tzu Chi volunteers have participated in the UN Climate Change Conference. Compared to the years before, this year the volunteers have more opportunities to introduce Tzu Chi to the representatives from various countries. In the past, we focused on specific themed seminars. This year, we will hold a total of 10 press conferences, sharing the ways to work together and Tzu Chi's 4 main missions, as well as the 8 footprints that Dharma Master Cheng Yen has taught us. The focus of the second press conference was on environmental protection education.
We have over 100,000 volunteers globally. We have a well-established system. We have a proven track record of how many goods we have recycled. And we even have the technological capabilities to do recycling.
Recycling centers are some kind of community place.
All the volunteers can go from every class. So it can be a businessman, but it can also be a homeless person. So there's no boundary. Every person can go there, as well as kindergarten, school.
We have to do a detailed material separation because we know that.
We want to see if other places can learn from our example and establish more recycling stations, or see if other countries can do recycling work with the same methods. Besides promoting environmental protection concepts, Tzu Chi recycling stations also changed the lives of countless people. The volunteers hope to inspire more people with Tzu Chi's recycling mission. Staying at the COP24, the Deputy Superintendent of Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital, Dr. Ming Nanling, is one of the Tzu Chi team members present. He shared a report on how Tzu Chi hospitals are taking various actions in practicing environmental-friendly healthcare.
Starbucks coffee in Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital, and we signed contract with them, and they should provide only plant-based meals. So this is the only one vegetarian Starbucks coffee in Taiwan.
At the press conference held at the UN Climate Change Conference, the Deputy Superintendent of Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital, Dr. Lin, shared his report on environmental-friendly healthcare, experiences of Tzu Chi Medical Foundation.
The hospital building produces a lot of medical waste, which is in fact harmful to the patients we are caring for. So what should we do? People might not have taken actions in their daily lives to improve the situation. Since Tzu Chi is an organization that highly values environmental protection, therefore we hope we can share our experiences from the past decades with everyone here. Sharing how Tzu Chi hospitals are protecting the environment, Dr. Lin and other Tzu Chi volunteers hope to inspire more hospitals to follow their example in conducting environmental-friendly healthcare. Our Tzu Chi hospitals have cooperated with many NGOs in various countries. Last year, we also held the 4th Green Hospitals Asia Conference. I believe this cooperation and exchange between organizations of different countries can greatly help facilitate everyone's learning, so that health organizations can do our share in protecting the environment better. It takes everyone's effort to fight global warming. Besides asking the general public to change their daily living habits, the medical field can also make a difference in protecting the environment. Dr. Xia Yilan recently won the New Taipei City Medical Charity Award. He often visits remote areas that lack medical resources to provide free consultations and treatments. He has even traveled to the Philippines to help a Filipino patient for a nose reconstruction surgery.
This patient in Davao, Philippines, suffered from skin cancer and had a tumor removed in the largest medical center in the community. However, his nose was invaded by cancer cells and he lost his sense of smell. Local hospitals have no way to reconstruct his nose, so they seek consultations from Xia Yiran.
I've discussed the case with my team, and we thought that we could solve the problem by making an artificial nose for him. We will implant some materials to reconstruct his nose.
Xia Yiran has gained an excellent reputation in the oral surgery field in the Philippines after treating the patient. Many hospitals invited him to make speeches and assist in handling complicated cases. He has visited the Philippines 6 times already this year to provide free medical services.
I like to interact with them and teach them some techniques. I hope they could learn some ways to solve patients' problems right away, such as fixing cleft lip, or in some severe cases, methods to stop tumors from expanding.
Xia Yiran has a compassionate heart. He not only shared his medical techniques, but he planned to incorporate the medical and charity resources of Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital and Philippine local volunteers to help impoverished overseas patients.
In order to help the many foreign fishermen to receive medical services, TIMA held a free clinic at Qianzhen Fishing Port in Kaohsiung. Around 300 volunteers came to assist the event, serving more than 200 patients.
As volunteers accompany foreign fishermen one by one, it's the first time for TIMA to hold a free clinic at Qianzhen Fishing Port in Kaohsiung.
Hands also pen in your hands.
Kaohsiung Foreign Language Team also sent around 50 volunteers to help at the site. For each medical services, there's a volunteer in charge of translating.
Qianzhen Fishing Port is a very important port for the long-distance fishing. Some of the foreign fishermen don't have Taiwan nationalities. Usually, they couldn't seek medical attention while traveling on the seas.
We accompanied the fishermen one by one from the registration point. After registering, they will know which department to go to. If they have to get urine tests, we will accompany them.
The TIMA team sent 10 medical divisions to serve the fishermen, who rarely disembark from their boats. Dentists also brought the portable oral irrigator to clean teeth.
Kalau keluhan nggak ada, tapi perasaan saya sangat senang.
结石都比较多一点，而且我是觉得他们有一个观念，他们牙齿痛都会直接拔掉。
所以就很多缺牙。
I'm afraid most of them have a drinking habit. This is why the habitology department has more patients than other medical divisions.
A barber service was also provided at the site, as the volunteers hope to give the fishermen the best possible care through this free clinic.
After recently reopening the Taiwan Provincial Highway 8 to mid-sized buses, thousands of tourists could visit Lisan every day. This has created an increase in the tourism industry, as well as shine a light on the local agricultural products. Let's check out the in-depth report.
At an altitude of 2,000 meters, Lisan has a unique natural landscape and was once a famous tourist attraction. It is also an important location for temperate crops such as fruits and vegetables, creating $32.5 million in annual revenue. Every year from October to November is the harvest period for sweet persimmons. Persimmons from the Lisan area account for more than half of Taiwan's total production, though less than 10% are sold locally, as the vast majority of persimmons are transported by truck to other areas. After the September 21st earthquake, transportation of agriculture from Lisan had to be detoured around Hehuanshan until 2012 when the Cross-Island Highway from Guguan to Deji was completed, as use was limited to local residents for transport.
The road to Hehuanshan is not good, as there is only one route to Yilan. This limits the number of tourists to Lisan, and if it snows, the road is impossible. If it snows at Yilan's Siyuan Pass, then the route is closed. So as soon as it snows, there are no tourists to this area.
A sluggish sightseeing industry and complicated transportation has made matters difficult in this area. In November this year, opening this route to medium-sized buses has led some to believe that the situation will change.
Visitors coming here may boost local sales by 20 to 30%, which will be a big help to our farmers. If the route is closed, we have to package it and transport these agricultural products.
2 consecutive years of typhoon disaster have left farmer Zhou Yongfan's 4 hectares of persimmons to produce just 30,000 fruit. This year's harvest has already produced 100,000 plump and juicy persimmons. While the harvest has been quite good, how to digest so many persimmons is a different matter, as a logistics company was enlisted to send the fruit to other counties and cities for sale.
It's now open for only 3 periods a day, and it's too late for shipping. Farmers ship in the evening.
Agricultural products have to be rushed to auction. If you are too slow, you won't get a good auction price.
The limited amount of time to transport agricultural products means that fruit which can't be shipped during the current season ends up at one of hundreds of stalls outside the Lishan guest house. This is where farmers sell surplus agricultural products.
There are very few visitors each day, only when the maple leaves change color. This year we may have been affected by the economy and the government cutting the budget for civil servants.
Lishan, which lacked tourists in the past, is eager for the new bus service to inject new life into the local economy through tourism.
If this road is open, it would definitely bring more tourists, and of course, our income will improve.
Of course, we definitely hope that we could let the Cross Island Highway recuperate as long as possible. But from another point of view, we need to take a look at the whole, including life in Lishan. Then letting nature recover to a certain extent might be enough. Letting people use the land will be a good guarantee for them.
The 53-year-old Lishan guest house is a landmark. Built at an altitude of 1,956 meters above sea level, is the highest palace-style hotel in Taiwan. It has been closed due to the earthquake along with wind and rain. Will opening the road to bus travel revive this historic hotel?
After the road is open, many people will definitely come here by bus. Of course, we would like to integrate the entire Lishan area for travel purposes. Visitors don't need to stay in the Lishan guest house, but can also stay at some of the other hotels on the street.
The travel industry is beginning to make connections and restore the area to its prior glory. Unfortunately, there are some problems as there are currently no taxis and only illegal services may be available.
With opening to buses, we hope our rental car business can be helped by the government to find a legal way to take care of the needs of tourists who come here.
After the opening of bus routes, many believe the government should do more for diverse taxi services and give locals in Lishan more opportunities to work. From prosperity to terrible decline, sightseeing interests and the concerns about the ecology have been at a tug of war. Many are hoping a balance can be achieved as locals pursue economic interests while at the same time being concerned about this fragile mountain ecology.
Continuing her island-wide tour, Dharma Master Cheng Yen has arrived at the Xindian Jing Si Hall to host the year-end blessing ceremony. At the occasion, many senior volunteers recall how they recruited new volunteers by holding tea gatherings in the earlier days. Master Cheng Yen remarked that she hopes these seeds of love can sprout and grow into forests that inspire people's innate love and compassion.
Dharma Master Cheng Yen has been leading Tzu Chi for more than half a century. In Tzu Chi's early days, senior volunteers held family tea gatherings to recruit new volunteers and donating members.
40年来，
For 40 years, I follow Master Cheng Yen with one mind and firm resolve. I also vow that I will follow the Master life after life. I hope we will pass down the baton to future generations.
We travel abroad to hold Tzu Chi tea gatherings in foreign countries. Therefore, we have a lot of friends in various countries.
Great love transcends boundaries. After senior Tzu Chi volunteers spread the seeds of love, currently there are Tzu Chi volunteers across 5 continents in the world.
The tea gatherings are also assemblies to learn the Dharma. After I returned to Africa, I shared the Dharma teachings with everyone wherever I went.
Many Japanese volunteers have come forth and joined our ranks. Master, we have accomplished the mission.
We will continue to cultivate diligently and accompany local volunteers in Europe.
With volunteers' diligent work, Tzu Chi's 4 missions have been carried out. Now, with the advancement of technology, Dharma teachings are spread through different media. Volunteers also express their appreciation for the senior volunteers.
From the senior volunteer, I've learned to respect the Master, learn diligently, and protect the Master. Therefore, I will mindfully play my role in the drama portraying famous Buddhist monks as a way to pass down the Dharma.
以细传法，有华就能度，叫做有华度，人人互相相度，不只是今生，还有来世啊！人人呢互相牵引，这都是一个华的 传承，期待呢，粒粒种子都能一生无量。
More than 900 people, including newly certified Tzu Chi commissioners, participate in the sutra adaptation. Lighting up the heart lamps, they pray that they can follow the Master with one heart and one mind.
Next, we will meet 2 newly certified Tzu Chi commissioners. Both of them have been putting their priorities on their work life, thus neglecting their family life. It wasn't until one of the volunteers' daughter was diagnosed with leukemia that she realized the importance of seizing family time.
实际这10届当中调和声色对我来讲是最困难的。
Having the courage to admit her mistakes, Cheng Yen may have served in the communities for many years. She finally became certified this year. In addition, she wanted to improve herself through sutra adaptation.
We performed the obstruction of affliction sutra adaptation again. A way to eliminate our worries is through compassion. Every time when I heard this lyric, I felt it's talking about me, to tell me not to rush and be more compassionate.
Zhen, who used to run the factory, had passed the baton on to her children, so she can dedicate herself to Tzu Chi's work.
The society had provided us with many things. This is why we need to give back. When we visit the dark corners of the society, you will see suffering and learn to cherish your blessings.
Lin Yuling, who is in the fashion design industry, learned about Tzu Chi more than 20 years ago. However, she did not join the ranks of volunteers until her daughter was diagnosed with leukemia.
Tzu Chi has given me and taught me many things, from Dharma Master Cheng Yen's water repentance to stories told by Dharma Master Cheng Yen and Dharma teachings and practice at dawn. I'm deeply moved by it. After listening to Dharma Master Cheng Yen's teachings, I always reflect upon myself to see how I can improve.
Li Yuling also points out, in order to volunteer with Tzu Chi, you need to understand how to spread love to people around you, letting them feel the positive energy.
Tzu Chi volunteer Xu Jiahun has suffered from Stevens-Johnson syndrome more than 10 years ago, which damaged his skin and eyesight. In recent years, he has also been diagnosed with both tongue and lung cancers. Despite all these challenges, he still participates in various volunteer activities, seizing every opportunity to serve.
Seeing how Xu Jiahun is working as usual, it is hard to imagine that he has been diagnosed with lung cancer and has just undergone chemotherapy.
When I found out that I have cancer, I struggled in my mind. However, I remembered Dharma Master Cheng Yen has said that we can learn from other people's lives and find the strength to carry on.
Since he is undergoing chemotherapy, We all thought that he should rest. However, he thinks that he should come to work while he is still physically able to. We've been deeply touched by this.
14 years ago, she suffered from Stevens-Johnson syndrome and lost his healthy skin and hair. He was also left with poor eyesight, making him rely on a special magnifying glass to see. After finishing the treatment rounds for his tongue cancer last year, he accompanied some Tzu Chis to travel to Malaysia to interact with students from the refugee school.
I think I need to seize every opportunity because the chance might not come by again. If I did not go this year, I might not get another chance since I have fallen ill again. My life script is not that terrible, and I can still move forward.
In fact, he is leading a more difficult life than other people. I noticed that he is actively facing his life head-on. I feel that we have all been influenced by him.
Despite his battle against cancer, she still joins various Tzu Chi activities, including study sessions. He's seizing every opportunity to lead a fulfilling life.
In Malaysia, cadet Tzu Chi volunteers have been holding regular free clinics in a small village in Padu. Recently, a volunteer that was once a care recipient came to express her gratitude by providing free haircuts for the patients.
The free clinic conducted by Tima has entered its 19th year in Padu, Malaysia. In recent years, the medical home visits have become the main focus.
At the hospital, the patients return home after receiving treatment. But with medical home visits, I can get a glimpse of their life to gain a better understanding of them. In fact, I can put myself in their shoes to know their difficulties.
Han Chunmei, who is serving at the free clinic spot, asked her children to join the medical home visit team.
I wanted the children to personally see the suffering through this free clinic, letting them know the blessings in life. I hope they will learn how to be content in their life as well.
After seeing the villagers, I felt very fortunate. Their living conditions aren't as good as ours. I also saw a few patients with disabilities, and I thought to myself, to have good health is the greatest blessing.
At the venue, children helped with sorting recyclables. There was also a local hairstylist who came to provide free haircuts for the residents.
I wanted to help for a long time, but I didn't know how. I met a volunteer and she invited me here. When I was young, I had received assistance from Tzu Chi. After I grew up, I now have the ability to help you. I am glad I can serve the fellow villagers.
Besides alleviating the pain of the residents, the free clinic also inspires the local residents to help one another.
For the first time, Tzu Chi University is working with the Andrew Food Bank in helping Taiwan's vulnerable children population. For the TCU Make a Difference Day event, it encourages the public to donate supplies to help those who are in need. Starting with the TCU staff and students, they donated rice, cereal drinks, and oatmeal to the food bank. With packs of supplies in hand, the teachers and students from Tzu Chi University are donating to the Andrew Food Bank.
We donated rice, cereal drinks, and some oatmeal. With these supplies, they'll be able to cook for themselves. It can help even more.
Andrew Food Bank, for the first time, cooperated with the Tzu Chi University in helping protect the vulnerable children population of Taiwan.
I feel the need to give back because when I was growing up, many people helped me as well. I've received a lot of help from many kind and generous people in my life. It really touched my heart. So this motivates me to want to help care for the vulnerable children population.
The TCU Make a Difference Day event invites the public to donate supplies for the people in need, using compassion and great love to light up all the dark corners. In Malaysia, Texas Instruments held their annual Environmental Safety and Health Week. This is the 4th year that they have invited local Tzu Chi volunteers to set up an environmental exhibition for the company in order to raise their employees' overall environmental protection awareness. Let's check out the event. Thank you for watching. Stay green.